Do you realize the world today is very good at making noise? Everyone is talking. Everyone is fighting to be right. Social media has become a stage where egos are painted, enhanced, and likes are fought over like coins of fame. In that context, true power becomes the hardest thing to see. Because it's not loud, it's not flashy, and it doesn't need recognition. But you will easily recognize weakness, no matter how confident the person wears the mask. It appears in how they react when offended, in fear of being judged, in the habit of blaming when things go wrong. True power, according to the Stoics, not from muscle or status, which comes from self-control, keep calm in conflict, live by principles, even when no one praises or when criticized. Take a look at a truly strong person. They don't need to say, "I am strong." They also don't try to impress you. Friends feel it by the way they stand, the way they look, and the way they keep their cool in moments when others lose control. In this increasingly noisy world, the silent person, the calm person, are the ones you remember forever. So if you are looking for power, don't look for it out there. Look inside. In every reaction, every choice, every principle you hold, whether others praise, criticize, or even leave. Because true power needs no demonstration. It just needs to be present. There is a weakness we all have, but few admit it. Emotional response unconsciously. You try to pay attention and see. One tactless word, and they explode. A small argument, instantly turned into a cold war. One random joke, enough to make them anxious or angry all day. All of that says nothing about other people, but says a lot about we and the ability to control one's inner self. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not over outside events. Understand this, and you will find strength." But the truth is that most people do give that power to the world. They let their emotions be dictated by others. A look, a word, a social media post. They are like ship without anchor. Just a slight wave of opinion is enough to be swept away. The weak are not the ones who are easily hurt. They are the ones who don't know how to control reactions. They live as if emotions are destiny, instead of understanding that emotions are just data, and actions are choices. The Stoics teach us that. Not having emotions is not strong, but is emotions still come. But we don't let them determine our actions. They get angry, sad, and frustrated, just like the rest of us. But they do not let themselves go reflexively. Surname stop, observe, already choose a deliberate response. You know what's scarier than an angry person? Being able to keep calm in the midst of things that would make others lose control. Because in that calmness, you see a very different power. Not muscle strength, but real inner strength. And the interesting thing is, you don't have to be a philosopher to do that. You just need choose not to react immediately. A small choice, but the beginning of maturity. So next time someone touches your weak spot, don't react hastily. Ask yourself, could I have chosen something better? And the moment you restrain the first reaction is when you truly embark on the journey of mastering yourself. There is a kind of quiet weariness. It doesn't come from work pressure, nor does it come from big things, but it comes from the fact that always have to be the acceptable version in the eyes of others. Have you ever been like that? Try to say nice things, even if they feel wrong. Try to fit in, even if it means sacrificing personal values. Even force a smile in conversations that you don't find funny. We grow up with the idea that if everyone likes me, it means I'm doing well. But live like that for too long, you will realize a painful thing. Friend loved, but not understood. Worse, you don't even understand who you are anymore. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once wrote, "Approval from others is a poor substitute for self-respect." And he was right, because the price of living to please others is emptiness inside. The more you seek validation, the more easily you are led. The more you fear rejection, the more likely you are to compromise yourself, just to stay. The Stoics chose a different path. They do not live to see. They live to be consistent with yourself. They don't change to fit in with the crowd. They maintain their values, even when they stand alone. And it is that quiet perseverance that makes others truly respect you. Because deep down, everyone is drawn to people who not required to be recognized, but still has weight. In relationships, this is even more evident. People always need to be reassured will gradually become tired and less attractive. And those people can stand firm, even without coaxing, creates a natural, irresistible attraction. So, if you feel like you're trying too hard to be liked, stop it. And ask yourself a simple question. What am I doing? To be accepted or to be true to myself? Because you don't need everyone to love you. You just need a heart strong enough not to lose itself, even when no one applauds. There is a very common habit, but few people realize it is the origin of weakness. That is blame. Blame the circumstances, for others, for injustice, for the past, for everyone except yourself. Have you ever thought, I am not successful because I do not have the same conditions as others? Or, I behave this way because they hurt me first. Sound familiar? Because it's the easiest way to explain things. It is always easier to blame external circumstances than to change yourself. But the Stoics did not live like that. Epictetus once said, "Don't expect things to happen the way you want them to. Welcome everything as it is. That is the path to peace." They understand one simple thing. You can't control the world, but you can always control your own reaction. Weak people live like victims, always dragged along by circumstances. They use the past as an excuse, use others as a shield. And they think that only when things change, will they change. But strong people are the opposite. Surname don't wait for the world to change. They change themselves, even when the world is not favorable, because they know, every time I blame, I give up the right to change. Every time I take responsibility, I regain my true power. You want a better life? Let's start with this question. If it were all my fault, what would I do differently from today? That question is not for you to blame yourself, but till you take back control of your life. Not everyone is lucky. Not everyone is treated fairly. But the truth is, complaining doesn't change anything. Only action can do that. What kind of person do you want to be? A man always has a reason, or a man always has a way. A man waiting for circumstances, or a man making progress. The choice is always yours, and it starts the moment you stop blaming and start taking responsibility. And here it comes. Maybe you need a moment, not to think about others, but to turn back to yourself. Ask yourself, do I let my emotions take over when things don't go my way? Am I living to be liked by others instead of being true to myself? Am I blaming circumstances instead of taking proactive responsibility? If the answer is yes, don't blame yourself, because we all have been weak. But more importantly, are we willing to change? The other three habits, emotional reactivity, need for validation, and avoiding responsibility, they are the silent killers of self-respect. but you can replace them. No big deal. Just baby steps. Practice Stoic thinking every day by observing yourself more than reacting. Practice self-reflection to understand what really drives your emotions and choices. And most importantly, live with inner discipline, not because of who is watching, but because you know what is right. Marcus Aurelius, an emperor and philosopher, once wrote, "Stop arguing about what a good person is. Just be one." True power does not need applause. It's not about what other people think. It's about how you live when you do. No one sees. It cannot be ostentatious, but it makes others feel it as soon as you walk into the room. And if you are on a journey to train yourself to become stronger, not through noise, but through silence, then you are not alone. Please subscribe to the channel so that each week we can explore modern Stoic principles together. Not to be perfect, but to be a steadfast person in the midst of chaos. See you in the next video. Keep calm, keep principles, and hold dig self.